Hey guys, today we're here to talk about an upcoming game called Urban Tale. As you know, I am a fan of everything life simulation, and I own half, probably more than half of the games to have any sort of life simulation-y aspects in them, including things like Garden Paws, Stardew Valley, and games like that. Essentially, anything that lets me play life of any sort, Myrta is immediately attracted to, so she just kind of hugs the whole product and consumes it, you know? So, there are life simulation RPGs that are upcoming. One of them is Urban Tale. And nobody knows about it, really. These people, they don't have like big advertisement crews or anything because they're small indie games. They are small indie games made by developers that really believe in what they're doing. So today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you both the press presentation material and their Steam page, and I am gonna give you an interview with the developers. If you just want the interview with the developers bit, you can skip to whatever timestamp it is that I say to skip to in my description down below. When I'm linking this video on Steam or anything, I will link like directly to the interview with the developers bit, because obviously if you're on the Steam page for this game, you already know what kind of game it is for you're on its Steam page. So let me just read the basic info, okay? Developer, Pixley.com. Based in Ljubljana, Slovenia. I'm sorry for butchering words. It's a foreign name. Even though I myself am a foreigner, it doesn't mean that I will be perfect at pronouncing things. Platform, Steam and itch.io. I will link you guys to the Steam page, but if you want, you can find it on itch.io as well. Website, theurbantale.com. Regular price, euros 9.99, USD $11. Description, Urban Tale is a realistic, vibrant, and unique RPG that will allow you to fulfill your dreams and pursue your most wanted goals in life. You start from scratch, having nothing in the big city where you can meet a lot of people that can help you throughout your adventure. Your goal is to survive and succeed in life. Will you be able to make it? You can be whoever you want. Try and simulate your own life or try being somebody totally different. Can spend your life working as an employee where you get enough experience and knowledge. You also become a manager or own business owner and run companies, people working in it, and your own life, all at the same time. Experience the city world like never before. Walk around Ljubljana, live your everyday life while trying to have fun. History. Urban Tale was created by a team of 5 people that were inspired by everyday life working in a company, thought that it could be turned into a fun yet eye-catching video game. Designers impressed by beauty of pixel art and colorful sceneries from cities, nature, people, and wanted to create something that has a mix of old-school vibes with more modern city setting. Features. Next level of realistic world. You will be able to go around the city and acquaintance different things. As time goes, you will be able to experience season change from cold winters to warm summers, leaves falling off the trees, and snow falling from the sky. Evolve your gameplay. Playing as somebody else is not fun unless you can change your personalities. Game allows you to play as different characters and change the way you look and play. Choosing different careers will give you freedom to find which character fits which career the best. A new take on design. Beautiful pixel art will leave you mesmerized and make the life in the city even more interesting, joyful and fun. We wanted the game to be colorful yet real-world realistic, having best of both worlds. Talk to people around the city. At all times, you can talk to people around the city, in the grocery shop, post office, and wherever you go. You can get all the necessary information, whether it is related to job interview or you're just wanting to make friends. So this is the first trailer. They have postponed this game because it was too buggy. It was supposed to come out in July, but they just spent half a year fixing bugs so that we get a good release in December instead.
In the big wide world, with over 7 billion people, everybody is trying to make it and succeed. Have you ever wanted to be somebody else? Try out new things? Live a totally new life? Does your career suck and you want to change it? Maybe we can help you with it. All this is possible in Urban Tale. It's summer, a sunny bright day. You should go out and explore the city. The city itself is one big adventure. You never know where you will end up and which opportunities you might find. Meeting new people ain't easy, but hey, everybody needs a friend, right? Give yourself time to get to know everybody around the city. You never know who of them you might need. You gotta stop working those long shifts and go have fun. Maybe go to the cinema and watch a new movie, or opera is more your cup of tea. Choose your career path by working in a bar, spend your shifts cleaning, maybe have a try working in the grocery shop. Or you see yourself doing some shady business rather. Get enough experience and you might run those places. All this is possible in Urban Tale. Pack your bags and let's go. The plane won't wait for you.
So that's their press kit. There is an extra trailer on the Steam page, which I'm gonna show. My issue with Steam, both trailers are on the Steam page, is that sometimes Steam's player does not work absolutely correctly. So if I can get access to the bloody thing in any other possible way, I try to. Well, that looked like a holiday resort, which is really nice that they included things like that. There are some screenshots for this thing. You know, like Steam pages go. I can't tell you to go and purchase the game because it hasn't come out yet. I'm gonna be doing a review on it when it does come out. I'm gonna be purchasing it myself and seeing how much you can do in the early access release to begin with. And then I will be able to give you my opinion, but I can tell you, go and follow the page maybe, keep it in your head, keep it in your mind, know that it exists, because that is the whole purpose of this video, just to make you know that it exists. But okay, introduction bit over. Let's go into the questions. I got very excited, and I asked a whole bunch of stuff, because I got to interview the developers, so sorry if my excitement was kind of bursting at the seams. I asked a lot of stuff before I saw the press kit, so some of the information will be double. So sorry about that. What will the game cost on early access release? The game will cost €9.99, and we currently do not plan to increase the price while adding new content in early access. So the price will probably stay as it is, even after early access. What are you planning to add during early access? What is missing from making the game into a full game? As the game was initially planned to be released in mid-June of this year, but was too buggy to do so, we have tried till now to add as much content as possible and naturally fix the bugs. But still, we are somewhat away from a full game. Here are some of the features we want to add during the early access phase. 4 more career opportunities. Relationship functionality, finding a partner in the city, settling down, getting married, and having children. Fully operating Zone 1 and Zone 2 of the city. The deal with this is that the city is divided into 3 zones and you can roam freely throughout them all, but the possibilities and events will at first be disabled in Zone 1 and Zone 2. All stores opened and working. Currently, there are in the game bars, restaurants, theaters, cinemas, etc. But not all of them will be opened or working on release day. The player will be able to supplement his needs elsewhere throughout the city. For instance, the fun need can be balanced in the bar and the cinema. If a player walks by bar or cinema and it is closed, he can go to a different bar or cinema instead to balance the need fun. Fully working real estate system. A minimal working version will be working already on release day. But mainly, with the fact that Zone 1 and Zone 2 will be added after the release date, the player will be able to only to rent or buy apartments in Zone 3 of the city. Later on we plan, as already said, adding the Zones 1 and 2, several new shops that the player can buy and operate. Opening new stores shop system. This feature is currently disabled, but we may even get it working until the release day. The idea here is that the player will be able to open new stores, any kind of, that are supported in the game, and operate and manage them. Full character customization. We want to develop a system like you can find, for instance, in Sims, where you can fully customize the character's looks. But for now we had to go with a lot less time-consuming feature of predetermined characters, which player can also customize to some degree. Driving. Adding the option of driving cars into the city. This is also connected to hidden career in the game. City mayor options. This is a feature idea we're playing with to implement in the future, as the player who has it all would be able to run for mayor in the city. If the player would be selected by the citizens or he manages to bribe them into the position is upon the player. Once there, he would be able to control of the entire city as building new attractions, closing down shops. I'm so sorry about my cat! He always does this. This feature comes in handy if the new mayor owns a restaurant and next to his restaurant is a rival restaurant. Managing tourist prices, laundering money, and several options that would be connected to the hidden careers. Upgrading apartments. The player would be able to upgrade individual items or objects in his apartment in order to make it look nicer and replenishing his needs faster. The idea here is that the player will be able to buy and upgrade objects like bed, kitchen, carpet, home appliances, shower, and TV. Besides that, also the apartment decoration, mostly just wall color, windows, and plants. More entertainment options. With time progressing, we want to add several new entertainment options. We have most of the designs done at this point, but the new entertainment options are very different from the ones that we already have in the game, so it requires some development time, and therefore we will be adding new entertainment option with time. Riverboat owner. This feature was inspected by the Venice canals. We want to add a feature that would allow the player to operate and own a riverboat where the player would be able to ride tourists or locals on the river of Ljubljana. At this point, we already added the docks into the game, but the entire functionality needs to be yet developed for this. Extra needs. The players have several needs they need to have an eye on while playing. Due to correlation functions, we had to disable some functions. For instance, you can only fulfill the need socializing with relationship and friends, but due to relationship function being developed currently and will probably not be there on release day, we had to disable the socializing needs for now. There are some of the features we want to add into the future, and during the early access phase, we are also playing with a few more ideas but have yet decided if we would implement them or not, mainly due to the logic changes we would need to do in order to make them work. How long do you plan to stay in early access? With all the features that we want to add and some new ideas are still being tossed around in the office, we cannot put an exact date on that, but safe to say that it will be at least 1 year. Where did you draw inspiration for the game from? Most of the people working on this game are fans of Stardew Valley, Sims, and similar simulations. But a source of inspiration were games like Pizza Connection and Pizza Syndicate, which has something very special, so we wanted to combine aspects and functionalities from all 4 games mentioned, but keep Urban Tale as original, fun, and intuitive as possible. Is there dating in the game? Yes, there is a dating feature in the game, but it will not be released on the 2nd of December. This feature is not properly tested and has weird bugs. For instance, sometimes the bug causes the player to forget their special friend, or even causes the special friend being replaced by some other character or a dog. We still need to work on this feature to make it work and presentable for the player. In conclusion, yes, there will be a dating feature, but probably not on release day. Can you end up having and raising children? The feature of having children is planned to be developed in the future, definitely. But due to the dating feature not properly working, this feature is impossible to do at this point. How many careers will there be early access release of the game? On the release date, there will be 3 different career options. 2 standard careers and 1 hidden career, which the player will be able to pursue even while working one of the 2 standards careers. For early access, we plan to add another 4 standard careers and 2 hidden careers. Some of the mentioned careers we already have developed, but we cannot add them due to Zone 1 and Zone 2 not being fully operational. Will there be any hobbies? To some degree, yes. Depends what the player understands as hobbies. Does the player see going to the cinema, theater, or feeding the rats and the birds as a hobby? If so, then yes, otherwise no. But given the fact of a 24-hour cycle, it would probably be hard to maintain the career and balancing needs anyways. Can you upgrade your living quarters? If so, do you just buy a better place to live in, or is there an in-depth customization system where maybe you could buy separate furniture to decorate with? Yes, the players can upgrade to better and bigger apartments even in early access. The player will find a few apartments that he can afford to be in Zone 3. He can then choose to visit the real estate office or the newspaper stand to find a better apartment. Individual object upgrades are planned for after the release, and this is actually a feature we are really eager to do. Is there a time limit to achieving the end of the story? For example, if you take too long, does your character just grow old and retire? There is no time limit on achieving anything, and there is not indefinite end goal of the game. There are milestones that players will hit which mainly indicate the progress but nothing else. The player will find that there is not set end goal, but a steady progression throughout the game, which means balancing needs, time, money, and trying to fit everything in a tight schedule within 24 hours and upgrading the life quality, which has some twists. How long do you think a single playthrough will take? Depends on what the player considers a playthrough. The game is not set to be played from the beginning to the end, as it has no end. The player can play every career simultaneously, also the hidden careers, and progressing through the game. But this would take time, real life time. How much exactly is hard to say, as we in the office never played it like that, nor did the test users that played the game last week. The game does not push the player to progress in his life and career if he does not want to, and is fine with the position he is in, so the playthrough depends on what the player sees it as being and how much time he wants to spend by getting to his personal goal in the game. People love to be pranksters. What is the weirdest thing you can do in your game? An example of this would be something like clogging a public bathroom with a rubber ducky, something unexpected. There is a function that we refer to as douchebag move in the game, and what it is basically does is that if you're close to a dog that is roaming the streets, you can kick him and send him flying for a meter or so. There are some other pranks you can pull, but this one would probably be the weirdest. Do separate jobs have mini-games tied to them? For example, actually performing a surgery as a doctor or drilling someone's teeth as a dentist. Yes, every job level and every career has minigames, and the player has to complete them in order to progress in the career if he wishes to do so. How big is the game map? The game is divided into 3 different zones with about 70 buildings. Not all of them are interactive, and also not all of them are visible as such at first. Can you progress into owning your own business? For example, if you start as a baker, could you at some point buy your own bakery and decorate it yourself? Yes, you can own that business in which you have started working in, but the path to that is long, and owning it means you need to buy it, which then means money gone. Once owning the business, the player will need to handle day-to-day operations like making sure that the goods are in store, hiring and firing employees, and such stuff. Also for decorating the owned business, yes, that is definitely a thing we would like to implement. But again, this is connected to the apartment upgrading feature, which would be added into the future. Finally, some questions about you guys as a development studio, not the game. How many people are in the development team? Currently, there are actively working 5 people on Urban Tale. How long did it take to make the game? The design process was quite fast. I think we had all the exterior and interior done till the start of 2018, but the development process was a bit more complicated than first anticipated. So actually, the whole project took about 4 years and development is still not fully done. Why go for a life-based RPG? Is this small subgenre something that you guys feel strongly about? Life-based RPG is something that we all feel is missing and we would really like to contribute to the growing of this genre. Well, there you go, folks. That is all questions and answers that I had for Urban Tale developers. I am pretty sure that you guys yourself would probably have a bit of a different questions. Sorry, Myrta got excited. That is what she asked when she got the opportunity to talk with developers. So if you're interested in this game and want to know something about it, just head to the community hub on Steam and just open a new thread, submit some questions. I've seen developers communicate there practically on the same day that a new thread is opened, so you should just be able to ask and get your answers. And most definitely, at least check out the Steam page, think about wishlisting it, think if this is the kind of game that you would like, and if you can, please share the video. This game doesn't get a lot of publicity, so I just want people to know that it exists. That is all that I want. So thank you for watching. Sometime later down this week, we will likely get a chance to play a demo build because the developers promised to send me one, so we'll see how that goes.